A very good evening and a very warm welcome to the opening of the Indian Film Festival here in Berlin. It's the first time we're doing it at the scale.
In the right city too.
In the right
Right,
city.
right. Berlin.
Let's start with that. Can you tell us your impressions of Berlin and how you feel about the city?
Every time anybody says that we should have a city of great creativity, I mention Berlin, because there is something about the underground Berlin that you'll never actually quite discover. You go and then there's more and there's more and there's more, and it's one of the most creative cities I know. And then it's like if you walk the streets of Berlin, you think, oh, this is like, okay, it's a bit drab, is this? And then you wait till the night comes. Oh, when the night comes, and then you go into the underground. It is so full of creative people who think differently, creative people with dark thoughts and deep thoughts. And it's just exciting, it's provocative. It's the best, little theaters. The dance theaters, the little theaters, they're so good, they're so fantastic. And I lived 30 years of my life in London. I thought London was the place, and I realized no, Berlin is the place, guys. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you're definitely very right about the art. It's on the streets. It's in everyone's hearts and minds at all times, whatever their day jobs may be. But let's also, at the festival, talk about the movie you're here for. Of course, Masoom, we're all very excited to see Masoom again on screen. I believe it's been remastered after all this time, and there's also a sequel that may be upcoming. Would you like to tell us a bit about why now? Why do you feel this is the time for the movie to be screened again, to get a new life?
It wasn't really my idea. It was when the embassy called me and said, we're doing a film festival, we want to show one of your films. I thought, it could be Elizabeth, could be my latest film, What's Love Got to Do with It, everything. They said, Masoom. I said, huh? Masoom is like over 30 years old. What are you talking about? They said, no, we just want to show it. It's popular. So I came. I haven't seen it for about 30 years. So it'd be interesting for me to see it on screen. I can't remember it that much.
Yeah, but we all were also discussing how it's one of those movies that has aged really well with the context, with all the changing perspectives. There's still everything that talks about is still so relevant. Is there any, how do you feel about how it's aged?
Well, I'm surprised because people still tell me, people come say, oh, we got saw Masoom. My God, I cried and cried. I'm trying to understand why. I still don't understand. Because remember, in Masoom, I was not a trained filmmaker. I had never made a film. I'd never assisted anybody. I had not studied filmmaking. I knew nothing about film. And then one day I just made a film, and I was a chartered accountant in London. In fact, I worked in Berlin as an accountant also for a while. And then I went back and I made a film, and there was a certain, I guess there's a naivety to it. And there's an innocence to, when you're absolutely, completely naive about what you're doing, you do things differently. And so when people say, can you make Masoom again? And I said, can you make me naive again? I don't know. I really don't know. So when I'm saying I'm doing a sequel to Masoom, it's like an attempt to go back to my childhood. To how do I become naive again? Because, even Picasso said that. Picasso said, they said, what do you really want? He said, I want to paint like I've never made a painting before. That was Masoom. Masoom was made by a person that did not know a thing about it. So he just said, okay, let me try. Something happened. There's something about that. And so I just had to concentrate on the story because I didn't know what a camera was and how that worked and everything. So maybe something worked. And let's find out now when you see it. You got broad shoulders.
Yeah, and I'm sure that is great inspiration for newcomers or fresh artists who are beginning to draw upon any kind of inspiration from the inside and start new and not feel the burden.
Yeah, I don't know because a lot of them come from film school now. A lot of them have assisted or read a lot about film. So I don't know if any filmmaker can be as naive and silly as I was.
What about other movies, ones you're really looking forward to at the festival, what you're looking forward to watch?
Seeing Bowman's film now. Some of the films I've seen, but I want to see them all again. I've just asked them, I said, listen, Boong, have you seen Boong?
I'm going to watch it tomorrow night.
Can I bring
Absolutely,
can I bring, oh, she's talking to somebody. I'll tell her because she's very shy about it.
Oh no, we will definitely.
It's an outside. It's like, It's a film that has, it's fun, it's fresh, it's innocent, and it's political, and it's informative. And how somebody can do a film that is so political that the censor itself didn't understand how political it was. That was fabulous. I was laughing about that. I mean, I said, how come they didn't ban your film? Shh. But it's just the politics of are hidden, so hidden that you just miss it in the whole energy of the film.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's something also about politics that we're learning more and more. It is ingrained into all of our lives in so many beautiful ways. And yeah, if a film brings that out, then why not? It's totally
I
something.
want to see it again. I've seen it 3 times. I'm going to see it again.
Wonderful. Okay, I won't take more of your time. I'll definitely speak with Lakshmi Priya as well. Thank you for your time. Have a good time.